Hey there, woodworkers. This is part 5 of our small bookshelf project. And in this video, we're going to show how to build the top of the back. So far in this project, we've done our main assembly. And so what we have left is the back. The back consists of a top piece up here and then some smaller pieces on the back. Let's get started. First, I'm going to plane my board from its current thickness, and I'm going to be stopping between 9 and 10/16 depending on how much tear out I'm getting. So I'm going to set the sander to my current thickness and work my way down to my final thickness. I'm going to joint one of my edges and then check it for square. With the jointed edge near the fence, I'm going to rip this to its final width of 5 inches. I'll check each end for square. This one happens to be square, so I'm going to give it the check mark. And I'll cut to my final length of 12 1/8. The next thing that I'll do is actually double check my length and match it to my assembly. I can fit it in, but it is a little bit tight. So I'm just gonna go and take off about a 64th of an inch off of one of these ends so that it fits a little bit better. Let's check and see if it fits now. Now it's the proper length. I've set up my rabbet so that I'm cutting at a depth of 3/16 and a width of 5/16. And I'll use a miter gauge to run those rabbets on the ends. Now I'll check the fit of the rabbets that I just cut. If you've cut correctly, it should all fit in perfectly and be flush on the back. Now it's time to put a little bit of an arc on our back piece here. So I'm going to trace a line on each edge that will show me where I need to stop. And I'll use that now to lay out my arc. You can use whatever you would like to create the form on the top, either drawing it out carefully by hand or making a tracing template. I ended up using the same tracing template as I did for the sides, and that's given me a fairly decent arc, and I'll go ahead and just finish it by eye. It doesn't really matter except where I've marked on the ends that match up to my bookshelf. I'll do most of my work here on the bandsaw and then finish it on a power sander. Now that I've created what I think I want, I'm going to double check the fit one last time and then finish sand these faces before I attach this to the bookshelf. Okay, I have finished sanded the face here. I'm not loving the way that this corner ended up looking. So what I'm gonna do is I've drawn that little line there, and I'm gonna go notch that out on the bandsaw and then correct my curve so that it meets this inside piece of my side. That looks more like what I was thinking. I just need to touch this up a little bit by hand and then soften my edges a little bit, and I'll be ready to glue this into place. Okay, I've got it sanded and fitted the way that I'd like, and now I'm ready to glue in place. I'm just going to place some glue on a scrap piece of paper and just paint a little bit of glue on the parts of this tenon, a little bit of glue on the rabbets where it's going to connect, and then I'm going to hold it in place with a few pins with my pin nailer. Now I'll just double check and do any glue cleanup that needs to be done. There's no glue on the inside. There's a little bit of glue here, but it's in places that I'll be able to sand. So I'm going to go ahead and just let that dry. I've successfully made and assembled the top of the back. In the next video, we'll go over creating the rest of the back.